life as a man is exceptionally difficult. I say the most beautiful and the most terrifying thing about being a man is you're born without value. Society doesn't care about you. You're only going to be cared about based on how useful you are. You have the chance to build yourself up and become a superhero if you're prepared to do the hard work and be indefatigable enough to never quit. But if you're going to stand around and wait for a handout, nobody's going to ever respect you. And I think that a lot of people have forgotten about how difficult and how competitive it is as a man. We're always in constant competition with each other. And it's your duty as a man to stand up and say, I want to be as important and strong and good-hearted and God-fearing as possible. And I need to work hard to achieve those things.
If you look at the best people in life, if you look at the most interesting, most inspirational men on the planet, all of them have been through hell. Name a guy who you really respect who hasn't had a hard, difficult life. And then they went through some shit. So you're supposed to go through it. And then if you get enough money, you can amplify all those characteristics about yourself, like the fact that you're extremely brave and resilient, and you get a platform and you can teach the world, etc.
The beauty of life is often found not just in all of the positives, but you really need the negatives of life to appreciate anything. There really, truthfully, is no light without dark. And whenever you're in a dark place, you need to see it as a springboard for the light which is coming. If everything went well in your life all of the time, if every single time you went anywhere, nothing bad ever happened, if every single girl you tried to talk to wanted you, if it was always a green light, if everything went perfectly all of the time, you know what? You'd be miserable. You'd be miserable if everything was perfectly easy all of the time. Us humans, for some reason, we need struggle and we need the dark to appreciate the light. So next time you're in a bad position or you're feeling a certain way, just understand that feelings pass and time moves on. And in the end, you're going to look back on it all, as crazy as it is, as a happy memory. A lot of people are obsessed with the idea of happiness. And especially as a man, I think that happiness can actually be a very destructive motivator. And when men sit and say, I want to be happy, I want to feel happy. To feel happy, a lot of the time, you're looking for temporary hedonism. To be happy, you want to get drunk or take drugs or do something stupid temporarily, and it's very short-lived. I think you should instead be looking as a man to say, I want to feel proud. If you choose pride over happiness, you're going to make decisions that you're proud of and that people around you are proud of, and it's going to be better for yourself and better for society and better for everyone who loves you, everyone you care about. So I think that as a man, your happiness comes from feeling respected over feeling loved. And the reason perhaps you're happy now is because you have more respect for yourself because of the decisions you're making, and you have self-respect.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of men, even if they have self-respect, if nobody else respects them, they're struggling. I don't think any man who wakes up and accepts the garbage that the Matrix tells them, that yeah, it's okay to be depressed, yeah, go to school and get an education and get in debt, and then go get a mortgage and get in debt, and then 9 to 5 and just slave away, and you'll be retired when you're 74, it's going to be fine. All the things they push, all the standardized mechanisms that a man's supposed to live his life by, I believe lead to crippling depression and sadness anyway. I don't think that makes anyone happy. So this war is twofold. You can either fight against the system and be its enemy like I am, or you can accept the system, and then you're going to be fighting against yourself in your head, because now you're your own enemy. Because you listen to the system and you hate yourself and you hate your life. Yeah. So what do you want to do? If you can't avoid fighting, do you want to turn on yourself or do you want to turn on your enemy? Every single part of me is on my team. My mind, my hands, my feet, everything, my teeth, you name it. If it goes to war, I've got every single weapon at my disposal. So when people say to me, why am I fighting this war? I say, you're in the war too. You're just going to be a casualty of it. You're going to be a forgotten name. Not even a name. You're going to be a number. In wars, it's interesting. In wars, if you look at any war, they'll talk about 12,000 people died here. Yep. And one of them was this guy. There's names and there's numbers. So if you're going to go to war, you can decide, do you want to be a name or a number? Because people are going to die. People are going to die regardless. And this is why I teach the things I teach. I say to men, listen, you need to become as strong as possible. You need to make a bunch of money. You need to prepare. This is why I push masculine excellence, because when they come for you, when they come for us all, if you have no weapons to defend yourself, you're going to be one of the 12,000 in the ditch.
So at
least when they kill me, they know who they killed. At least they'll say they killed 12,000 men and Andrew Tate. Yeah. At least I get that. You have to aim for something. I say the world is difficult and hard, but you can win if you dedicate yourself. You can win because the difficulty prevents others from trying. You can win if you rewire your mind so that you're dedicated when others are not, so that you're motivated when others are not. So if you keep trying when others won't try, then you can win, which allows you to be king, because then you get to be rich and famous and important, and they're stuck a slave. That's how the world works. There's always been kings. It's your goal to become one of them. Win. That's your goal. So that you and your bloodline is discussed for the next fucking eon. That guy pulled it off. He's a fucking winner. It's ruthless out here. And you won't be able to do it by yourself. You're going to do it with a team of men who understand the mission. Most of you are not trying to conquer anything. You wonder why you go through life feeling like a fucking peasant. It's because you're not trying to become the king. What are you trying to conquer? Are you trying to conquer your woman's heart? Are you trying to conquer her mind? Are you trying to conquer land? Are you trying to conquer a company? Where's your money? What's your resource? What are your weapons? Who's on your team? What are you trying to conquer? If I ask you that question right now, what are you trying to conquer? You don't even have an answer for me. Have you conquered your will? Have you conquered your own mind? Can you go without eating? Can you go to the gym every single day for a year and not miss a day no matter what? Can you stay awake for 3 days in a row and skip sleep? Have you even conquered your own impulses? The second you feel hungry, you put food in your mouth like a fucking baby. The second you're tired, you go to sleep like a fucking baby. The second you feel something, you do it like a fucking child. You haven't conquered your own will. You haven't conquered your own mind. You have no idea what you're trying to conquer externally. How will you be a king without conquest? That's the entire point of life as a man, is to find something to conquer and take it. That's it. I don't see what else I'm supposed to be alive for besides winning. That's it. But your life as a man, you don't get to the top through violence alone. That's not how you get to the top. Do you know how you actually get to the top in this world? To get to the top in the world we live in, you have to be liked. As a man, to make people like you, you have to show usefulness and competence. Everybody likes the competent man. Everybody likes the man who is good at things, because everyone is selfish. If you're friends with the man who's good at things, he can help you do things you want done. That's how you're liked as a man. Improve your competency, makes you more likable. The more people who like you, the more influence you have over them, which allows you to bend the world towards your will. So if you're here thinking, okay, I want to conquer, I know what I want to conquer, I know how I want to do it, then I'm going to ask you, how do you find people who can help you, and how do you make them like you? This is the conundrum to solve. There's a lot of elements to it. Competence, capability, reliability, trustworthiness. This is the point of a team, and you need to be optimizing your tribe for competence and capability, so that you get like me, where you have so much money that when people talk to you, you can just say fuck off in your head and not even listen. Think about what you want to conquer. Think about what you truly want in this world. What do you want to be king of? A man's job is not to be happy. People say, how do you get happy as a man? And I say, you're not supposed to be happy. You're supposed to be useful and capable and get things done. Perhaps my usefulness and capability is being used for what God put me here for. And I'm doing it, and I suffer to do it, but that's life. I'm really not concerned with how I feel too much. I just want to stay capable. I'm not concerned with the fact that I might be paranoid because I don't want to feel paranoid. I don't care about the feeling. I just don't want to lose my ability to be competent and decipher reality in real time. I don't want to lose my edge. I want to stay able to do what I know I can do. I don't want to lose my capability more than I'm worried about how I feel. If you were to say to me, Andrew, you're going to feel 100 times worse, but you're going to know 100 times more, I'd take it.
You're not supposed to be happy, and you're not supposed to be content, and you're not supposed to be satisfied. Because you're sitting there going, why am I not happy? Why am I not satisfied? Why am I so miserable? That's exactly how you're supposed to be. I don't know where anyone got this idea that life was created and God created us all and built this entire world for us to sit here and just smile all day like children. No, you had your happy years when you were a toddler, when you got that cardboard box to play with, and you didn't appreciate them and you wasted them, and now they're all gone. You're an adult. All your happiness is gone. You're not allowed any anymore. You are supposed to feel frustrated. You're supposed to feel like there's so much that needs to be done. You're supposed to feel like you could have so much more from your life. You're supposed to feel motivated and on fire. You're supposed to feel lots of things, but not necessarily happy. I would say, although my life is basically perfect, I wouldn't call myself happy. I don't like that. Am I content? Yes. Am I absolutely capable? Do I have everything I've ever wanted? Yes. Do I have everything I've ever wished for? Can I have anything I desire to have? Absolutely. Am I respected? Yes. But do I wake up every day like, not really. And I think the people who do that are not particularly successful people. If you are constantly chasing happiness, you are going to fail. If you're constantly chasing happiness, you're going to end up doing hedonistic, dumb shit. You're going to end up drinking, taking drugs, doing anything it takes to feel happy. If you're constantly chasing respect or importance, perhaps you will have a far more remarkable life filled with achievements. So you have to ask yourself, do you want to be an important man who is respected, or do you want to be happy? It's kind of interesting because I actually believe that respect is more important than happiness for men. And most men who are happy but not respected, it's temporary dumb shit. But men who are truly respected don't need to chase happiness because when you talk, people listen. How could you be happy as a man if when you say things, nobody listens to you? You say X and your wife ignores you, your kids ignore you, and all the men around you laugh. Oh, sure, you can take some drugs after that to be happy. But are you truly happy in your heart? No, you're going to be happy when you're respected. So stop being obsessed with this idea of happiness. A lot of guys say to me, oh, I don't feel happy, I don't feel good, I don't feel well. Good. You're supposed to be depressed, you're supposed to be miserable because you're a loser. And if what will happen is, if you work really hard and dedicate yourself and become a winner, then you will be not depressed and not miserable, but you'll be extremely preoccupied and concerned with your empire. But at least your word will mean something. And never at any point are you going to laugh and giggle like a 2-year-old toddler did. And that's fine, because you're not supposed to. Because men who act that way are weird. I don't like men who are too happy. Even women don't like men who are too happy. Nobody likes happy guys. I won't even hire a happy guy. When I see a guy who's really happy, I think he is one calamity away from absolute destruction. One calamity away from being incompetent. You find me a guy who turns up on time every time with a miserable look on his face and does his job. That's the kind of guy I want. Doesn't matter if he crashes his car. Doesn't matter if his house gets bombed. It's just another day, another shit sandwich. Gotta go to work and get my work done. That's competence. You don't need happiness to be competent. So, happiness is for girls and kids. You're a man. If you don't feel happy, good. You're not supposed to. You're supposed to feel respected. And you're gonna do that via competence, masculine achievement, hard work, dedication, and becoming somebody worth it.
You have to really understand why you're trying to be so successful as a man. I think all of us as men, if we're honest with ourselves, are driven by this huge sense of ego. I think that we want to feel important and we want others to see us as important. And I think if you use that energy in the correct direction, it can actually be an extremely powerful thing. I don't think there's anything wrong with saying, I want everyone to view me as a competent, important, smart, successful man. I think that's a great thing. But then you get to a point and you have to really work out, what did you want all of the success for? Did you really want the cars? Did you really want all the women? But do you really want all of these things? Or what is going to be the end goal of all of this success? And I think that's why it's so important at a certain level, a certain amount of money, certainly a certain age, that you do have a family, because it grinds you. It grounds you and it says to you, it reminds you what's actually important in the world. And you go, you know what? The best thing about having all of this money is that I get to take care of my family. Everything is so fast all the time, and that means that everybody wants everything fast. And unfortunately, as you know, even better than me, it's hard to get anything of value immediately. No. Anything that comes immediately is kind of scary. If I walked in here and you said, here, Andrew, nice to meet you, here's $1 million. I think, is he going to shoot me in the parking lot? What did he give me $1 million for? What is this immediate money from? You know, so immediate things often are a trap if they arrive at all. And everyone's constantly trying to find the quickest avenue to what they want. And I think that's leading to a lot of bad decisions. The world doesn't work that way. When people say, I'm feeling really down and it's really difficult right now and I don't see it ever getting better, it's going to get better. And you need to remember those times, because you're actually, as crazy as it sounds, going to think back on them fondly at some point.
So that's just the mindset I've installed, and it's allowed me to be competitive. And I believe, personally, my personal beliefs are that life as a man is hyper competitive, and whatever software you have in your mind should be designed to make you as competitive as possible. And you shouldn't be believing in absolutely anything else. So I've tried very hard to make sure all of my worldviews and all of my experiences and everything is curated and aimed in a direction which is going to allow me to be a fearsome competitor in all realms of human endeavor.
You have to show up every day and work, regardless of how you feel. I'm going to say something very logical to you people at home. And if you're stupid, you're not going to understand it. But if you're smart, it's not that difficult a concept. There is no light without dark. 5,000 years ago, the Chinese drew yin and yang for a reason. They are linked. They go together. There is no such thing as a successful person without a failure. Without the failures, there's no success. You need both. For there to be winners, there has to be losers. Therefore, if God is going to give you the chance to become a successful person, He has to make it difficult. He has to lay out a gauntlet, because within that gauntlet, some people will quit and they can go become losers, which allow the people who do not quit to be winners. I think a lot of people think that my life is just running around in supercars and sleeping with girls and smoking cigars. And anyone who's around me long enough actually says, wow, Andrew, all you do is work. Of course all I do is work. My entire life is work. I have to stay in prime physical condition, ready to destroy my enemies. My entire life is work. So when people want to quit, they want to give up, Everybody has an excuse. Nobody has any time. They will do it next week. They're a bit tired. They don't understand. That's all loser talk. You're not allowed to do that. That is part of the gauntlet. That is the off-ramp towards loserdom. You're on the highway. You're driving. There's exits all along the way to Loserville, Loser Town. When you're tired, when you don't feel like working, when you don't have enough time, when it's difficult, you can get off the highway anytime you want. But if you stay on the highway, you will end up a winner. When I hear people say, oh, it's hard, or I don't have time, etc., etc., all you're doing is telling me you're a loser. Every single winner feels the same as you do. The difference is they do not quit. They do not give up. They do not make excuses. They stay on the highway. It's amazing what you can achieve if you never give up. My saying, unmatched perspicacity and sheer indefatigability. That point is important. Sheer indefatigability. The inability to become fatigued. If you never quit, if you never give up, if you never give in, you're going to get exactly what you wanted. All you had to do is not be a fucking coward, and you still failed. I don't want to hear any excuses. I don't care about excuses. God doesn't care about excuses. And the winners who went through the exact same things you're going through, who didn't quit, don't care about excuses. There are winners and losers in the world. You are either a winner who dedicates himself, never gives up, continues to learn, does everything he knows he needs to do regardless of how he feels, or you're a loser who makes excuses and you stay invisible for the rest of human time.
I've never seen anybody train in the gym every single day as hard as possible, eat right, and not get bigger. We're humans. It's like gravity. It has to happen. So why aren't you bigger? Because you don't train the gym, you don't eat right. Why? Because you don't want it enough. That's it. You have the body that you want. You may sit and go, I'd like another body. Like and want are different things. If you really wanted it, you go get it. And you have the life you want. And you have the friends you want. You have the alliances you want. You have to understand that you are in a highly competitive environment. You're performing. You're the main character in your own movie. Everyone is watching you, or you at least want them to. Everyone you interact with in your universe is paying attention to you. They all have an opinion of you based on what you have done and how you speak and the way you act and the way you dress and the things you've done. So you need to sit there and understand, what is the opinion people have of me? It becomes a natural mindset for me. I'm constantly under self-evaluation because I understand I'm constantly evaluated. And it's impossible for me to forget. It's impossible for me to underperform. Because if you're not super hard on yourself, then who's going to be hard on you, right? You have to be super, super hard on yourself. I would spar for 3 hours. And if I got hit once with a punch that could have been a KO, furious. I didn't want to get hit the whole training. I wanted to beat the shit out of everybody and not have a mark. And if I got hit with one punch that could have been a KO, but that's all it takes is one punch. So you have to be a perfectionist all the time. And no one's ever going to become perfect. But if you aim for perfect, you're going to be a lot better. So the point is, it's not practice that makes perfect. It's practice plus feedback. So you need to be doing constant feedback, constant evaluation all the time. You want motivation to train hard? Look in the mirror every single day. You understand? So there's no excuse. As a man, you win by your very existence. I can do something as simple as put on a Santa hat and lift weights, and millions of people around the world will share it. Some will hate on me and attack me for training as if exercise is bad. Some will be motivated by it. I can do the mundane and capture the entire world's attention. That is the difference between a winner and a loser. A winner can breathe and people will have an opinion about it. A loser is trying very hard to be relevant, and it is your job to win as much as possible, and I'm going to make sure none of you are falling for a very obvious and simple trap. And that trap is the false idea of work and believing that anybody out there gives a shit about you as opposed to themselves, because they don't. There are people who may be aligned with you, who may want to do certain things that you agree with to benefit them and you, but there are very few people who want to self-detriment to benefit you alone. Life is actually very simple because it's a one-move win. Imagine no matter what scenario you're in, you only had to do one thing. Imagine boxing, and no matter what attack he threw at you, no matter how big and strong he was, no matter how tired you were, you didn't have to do any fancy combination. You didn't have to do any kind of clever footwork. You only had to do one move, and you instantly and endlessly 100% of the time won. And life is the same. And that thing is get rich. You know, whenever I see an argument online about anything, my instant response is, thank God I'm rich. And if I am emotionally vested in that argument, If I am looking at that argument and believe the outcome genuinely matters and can affect my life, I'm only more motivated to get rich. If I look at an argument and say, I really care about this, time to get rich. Why? Well, there's two reasons. Reason one is that wealth gives you power and allows you to move the needle, because most of you are not rich enough to move the needle in any significant way. And two, wealth also gives you ability to build your own reality.
As a man, your life is supposed to be shit. My argument to this is people go, oh, I don't feel good. I say, good. Your life as a man is going to be terrible the entire time. Who told you at any point, I don't know what the Bible says, I haven't read it cover to cover like I've read the Quran, but I don't think the Bible says you're supposed to be happy all of the time. The Quran certainly doesn't. Life as a man is shit. It's always been shit. It's never been good. When men wake up and say, I'm depressed and life is hard and I'm sad and I'm struggling right now, I say, okay, throughout history, men have always struggled. Happiness is for children and women. Name a time in history it was better to be a man. Was it better to be a man in World War II? Was it better to be a man on the Titanic? Was it better to be a man in the Napoleonic Wars? Was it better to be a man when you were sitting in Vienna and the Mongol horde arrived, ready to decapitate any male and enslave all the females? When's it ever been good to be a man? Building the pyramids, was that fun? It's always sucked. The only time being a man ever is good is if you become an exceptional man, which is even something feminists admit. Because feminists sit and complain about men and say, well, men have this, men have that. But they're talking about 2% of men.
Fascinating.
They don't talk about all men. They say men have the best jobs. 2% of men have the best jobs. Most men carry trash. So you're talking crap. So everyone accepts that the best possible human experience that exists is the top 2% of men. Anything below that sucks as a man. You're better off being a chick. So what I say to men is, look, life's hard. It's always going to be hard. It's always going to suck. It always has. The only way to get out is to become excellent and perform at a level where your echelon is so high that you get to live this brand new experience. You need to become strong and smart and interesting and charismatic. You need to become rich, powerful, well-known, connected. You need to do it.
I go through life and I want to leave a footprint on everything. Everyone I've ever spoken to, I want to leave an impression on. Every room I've ever been in, I want there to be energy in the room that people can still feel after I leave. This is why my enemies struggle with certain concepts they're trying to make me understand when they come along and say, oh, carbon footprint. I want to leave a footprint. I want a carbon footprint. If we could measure all of our carbon footprints on a leaderboard, I would be pissed off if I wasn't number one. I want to win. I want a footprint. So that's why they'll never get through to me. That's why they'll never understand me. I think just winning is fun. I think the whole point of life as a man is competition in the first place. You need to work to win. You can show off. Women and cars and money and traveling and private jets and lifestyle are an easy way to peacock and show off your success. They are the result of success. So what you do is when you make a whole bunch of money, you can't just show your bank balance all the time, right? So instead you show a lifestyle. That's what you do. You show a lifestyle to say, look how successful I've been. Here's how fantastically I've done in my business. So here's the lifestyle to reflect it. But once you get to a certain point where you're known internationally for that lifestyle and you're known globally for making the money, you don't need to show off anymore.
What I'm saying is a man should suffer and go through so much pain and agony that he becomes such a fantastic man that he could find a woman who's never had to suffer ever and ensure she never does. That's the ultimate protection and provision. That's the way the balance works.
You're never tired when you're winning. And I think that is the easiest way to always self-motivate yourself. That if you ever feel tired or exhausted, or you're trying something and it ain't quite working, or you're trying to make money and you can't seem to work it out, or you're trying to get views and the views don't come, and you feel like, oh, this is so tiring, or I want to quit, or I want to give up, just know the second you start winning, you're going to have unlimited energy to just win forever. There's no such thing as lazy. There's just people who feel demotivated as opposed to lazy. You can take any person, you can take the laziest guy, go home right now, find a guy who sits at home all day and plays video games and say, look, here's how you make $1 million. Here's exactly what you do. But here's a puzzle. Every time you complete the puzzle, I give you $100,000. He'll stop being lazy because he knows exactly what to do. Once he starts winning, he'll be up all night doing puzzles, getting that money. But because he hasn't been given a very simple, clear path to the money, he can't work out how to do it, and he's too lazy to work out how to do it, so he doesn't want to do it. So you're never tired when you're winning. Whenever I feel a little bit demotivated, or a little bit tired, or a little bit under the thumb, or I feel like there's too much going on, or I'm stressed, I just go, you know what? Once this pulls off, I know I'm going to have unlimited energy to push it to the end. And I think that's the best way to look at it. And another reason you should keep this in mind, you're never tired when you're winning, is you need to keep in mind that your enemy, if they're beating you, are never going to give up. They're never going to quit. They're never going to get tired. They're never going to get exhausted. As soon as your enemy feels like they're winning over you, they're never going to stop. This idea that you can show weakness and vulnerability to your enemy and they won't want to kill you
I think is one of the biggest mistakes in the world. If someone says something negative to you and you go, that really hurt my feelings, that really affects me, they're going to keep doing it. Every man knows this is true. You need to make it very clear. You need to exhaust your enemy, and you exhaust your enemy by being a brick wall.